today is a day with absolutely no wind, so I thought it's a good day to show you what's growing in the garden. This bed was actually just a makeshift bed that was just going to hold nasturtiums because they don't need much attention, they don't need good soil, so we didn't put too much effort into this bed, but because there were some gaps, I just decided to stick in some peas. I think these are blue shelling peas, and then we've got a cucumber over here and a granadilla vine here. If we go to this section here, we've got more peas, cucumbers, and two granadillas. And then to protect this from the chickens, what I did is I actually used some fabric mesh used for making wedding dresses, and I stapled it to the back of the fence. So you can see that the plants are growing through the fence, but the chickens can't eat them. So here we've got our two awesome mulberry trees which traveled from our old house with us, and they are pumping at the moment, and we've been taking some cuttings of them and propagating them into new trees, so hopefully we can have more mulberry trees. These beds over here kinda were just gonna be for greens, which we eat the cabbage greens and we eat the broccoli greens and the cauliflower greens, so I didn't expect these plants to grow cauliflowers and broccolis and cabbages because we're mostly using the leaves from here anyway. And then the spinach is doing really well, but everything I ever have grown in this container has always done really well. So we've been cutting this and freezing it, and there are some more over here, some more cabbages, cauliflower, broccoli, kale. There are some beetroot in here. Let's see, but I don't think that they have an actual beetroot because they're in the shade, so they're more for the leaves. This is the custard apple tree that got eaten by the porcupine. In one of our previous videos you would have seen that I showed this tree getting eaten by a porcupine. We try to save it, and we planted the top half with some rooting nutrients, rooting hormone, and we planted the bottom half, and surprisingly it shot from the root and the bottom part that was chopped off. So we're nurturing it now, it's doing really well, and hopefully we can plant it out soon. We've only got 3 strawberry plants, so I've put them in these pots because they like the soil to be warm, and these concrete pots really get nice and warm, and they're against this nice hot wall as well. Okay, so this bed is doing super well. The cabbages are coming along nicely. There is some feverfew down here that we've planted. That cabbage is coming along nicely as well. Please excuse the shadows, but it's very bright outside. And this cabbage is getting nice and big, and if you remember my last video, I planted the potatoes in the back there. They're Apache potatoes. And then this bed, which was not prepared well, I've just weeded it. The sunflowers are doing alright. Another tomato that popped up. You can just see the little chilies coming up, and the purple sweet potatoes are in here too, but they should take a while before they come up. And then some more sunflowers and another tomato that appeared in a pot that I've planted there. So if you remember, last week I cut the tops off the onions. It was also in one of my previous videos, I think the one before the last one, and look how much they've grown already. And then more tomatoes which I didn't plant. This one has just gone crazy. This kale is massive. carrots that I chopped all the tops off, starting to sprout some new leaves. Cauliflower doing well in there. More of the onions that got chopped off last week, growing well. This is a bell pepper, but I'm pretty sure that it's at the end of its life because it's not fruiting anymore. It might give us a few more, but they probably won't be great. And then celery that I planted in winter that has just popped up now, needs to be thinned out. Okay, so this section of the garden is a mess. So these are all the things that I started planting down at the bottom on those terraces, and then the porcupine came. So I took all of these out, hundreds of seedlings, and replanted them here and just stuck them in the ground. So it's a bit of a mess, but it's growing. And some of these have aphid problems, so they go to the chickens for chicken feed. I'm not too bothered about this section of the garden, to be honest. The eugenias, which were also taken by the wind, but are now growing new shoots in the spring. And then, okay, come guys, out. Out guys, out the bed. Out, come on, out. Come out, go lie there. Thank you. You can see how the wind has burnt the top of these onions. So it's all trial or error. Spinach doing well, needs some weeding. There's a serious issue with grass growing into the bed, which I need to sort out soon. This eugenia is doing alright. And then we've got coriander here, also getting a little burnt by the wind, but doing okay. Over here I planted the yacon. Okay, and then over here we've got strawberry popcorn mixed with blue shelling peas, volunteer potato, nice olive tree, another mulberry tree, another volunteer pumpkin or butternut, another olive tree. Then this is a blood orange tree. Doesn't look like much, but there is a new shoot right over there. And a banana, also just starting to go. This is an avocado seed that I stuck in the ground. And then we have the corn section of the garden, which I'm hoping is going to serve as a windbreak when it gets big. So in here there is a mixture of butternut, there are Casa blue beans, cucumbers, and giant sunflowers. And then in the front of that, I've put tomato seeds all along the edge of the bed here. They're still very small. So we're going to have tomatoes on the front edge, and then all the corn and the sunflowers behind it. And this section gets the most sun out of the whole garden, so they're doing really well here. And then we have a guava tree, which has loads of new shoots. And then we have some Nopwood grapes over here. And this is a grapevine which I grew from a twig from a friend's grapevine. And then here we have the moringa, which has just started to get new shoots. It always comes late in the season. Fig tree, struggling orange tree, another fig, doing alright. Dragon fruit that I planted on the wash line. And then just some decorative things here that get flowers, so nice for the bees. These are my two very sad looking fennel plants which need some love. And over here we have the amadumbi, we've got a cauliflower, a tree tomato that's doing very, very well here, perennial basil, more spinach getting eaten. I did see a snail here, need to find it. And And then right in the back here we've got an elderberry doing very well. More spinach in there. Clivias. Never grown clivias before, so I'm very happy about those. And then some more nasturtiums over here. Some more geraniums. And then just a mixture of flowering plants, herbs, weeds, and vegetables. And that's it from the garden today. So I hope you enjoyed my little tour, and now you can see all the things that we are growing, and hopefully will continue to grow. I'm sure some will die because we are not professional gardeners, but we are learning as we go along. Remember to push the thumbs up button and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.